Y'all, this bitch just played the Night Court theme on her phone.
I needed to hear it.
And I went, and he's like, that's how I need to get something out of my head. I need to hear it, and then I get it out of my head. And for me, that's not how it works. I'll have a song in my head for days, but if I hear it again, it just makes it worse. And it becomes more insidious, like Robert Schumann, who went crazy with the note A playing in his head.
He did go crazy with that.
Actually, it's that's what that bitch heard the whole time.
The whole time.
This is Reality Gaze Below Deck Sailing Yacht BDSM.
BDSY. Season 3, Episode 7, Strip for the Tip. It helped. It helped for me. Yeah, I got.
No, it makes it worse for me. Now it's in my head.
It's like emotions for me. I need to feel the emotion. I need to kind of wrap myself in it, do it and then purge it out of me.
Music doesn't leave me in the same way. Music stays.
Yeah. So,
but I think my ear is different than most people.
Well, everybody processes it differently, but that'll be great because tonight, when you're going to sleep at midnight, because we have to get up and do a live show, you're going to hear.
I will.
And you're going to cuss me.
I wish it was so easy to get something out of my head. The only way is, and it's kind of like, the only way to get a song or something out of my head is to come up with a much more annoying song, like Banana Phone by Raffi.
Banana Phone.
That is the fail-safe.
That is the fail-safe.
Ring, 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 ring. Banana Phone.
It's a good
your
song.
sister, my cellular, bananular phone. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. Some of you have just said, have just vowed murder against me.
You've canceled your, not subscription, but you've canceled, you unsubscribed from the show.
Because I just gave you Banana Phone by Raffi.
I think now it's that Baby Shark song for parents.
But see, the Baby Shark song has no creativity to it.
It's a terrible song.
At least the Banana Phone by Raffi has this like creative whimsy.
But no, children's music now is dead.
You know, I'm glad you said that, and I'm not going to go off.
Oh, no.
I think most cartoons are also garbage today.
I did enjoy, it's not, I guess it's been a while, but Steven Universe was a good cartoon.
But that's not for a certain, that's true. But a lot of them, especially for younger kids.
For young, yeah. I don't
like Paw Patrol makes me want to claw my fucking face off.
It's the way they do that. They all do this cheaper, like computer animation, and it looks terrible too. Looks bad.
Because for a while, I had to go through Paw Patrol with all of my niece and nephews.
Yeah,
and the youngest one is just now getting to where he doesn't like it anymore. But he'll still watch it. He tries to act like he doesn't watch it, but loves anything Paw Patrol. And so when I have to watch it with him when I'm home. Paw Patrol will be there on the double.
I'm sorry.
I still think the I'm going to ruin this for you. I still think that one of them wants to fuck that dog Chase.
Doggy style.
Yeah,
literally.
Like the kid. There's
a
weird obsession with the dog Chase.
I enjoyed which they just started doing a live action of it. I don't know if it's good, but I enjoyed the Fairly Odd Parents. I loved that cartoon. I was older when that came out. That was like 10 years ago. Give
me Snorks. Give me Smurfs.
There's no Animaniacs.
Give me. I don't know. I sound like a really bitter old person, but
well,
if the Louboutin fits.
I was going to say, you do have a shirt that says Vinegar Baby.
Vinegar Baby, and proud of it.
Proud of it. So, y'all, let's jump into Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
Garbage cartoons.
Oh, God. Wow. Wow. It just really led to a lot of discussion. Sorry I brought up Night Court, y'all, which they were going to do a revival of, but now they can't because everyone's dead.
Oh.
It's not good.
John Larroquette.
Just him.
Oh.
Just him and Roz.
Marsha Warfield's alive.
That's Roz, right?
Yeah.
It's like just him and her, and that's it.
Who knew she was a lesbian.
Everyone. Everyone.
God bless her.
God bless her. Everyone.
Strip for the tip.
Strip for the tip. Gary looks real hot this episode.
I know this is going to sound like a broken record. Best show of the franchise. Every week they bring us something that I go, that not just entertains me, that I go, look at them all pitching in, and all of them, there's this camaraderie, even when they're fighting.
So I have a theory about that, actually.
Yeah.
And
especially even Colin and Gary. Colin's like, yeah, I'll help you out because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
That's what we do as coworkers. I'm going to help you out. Maybe one night I'll help jerk you off.
Possibly.
When you're in need, pal. Because that's what you do for your pals.
Oh, I think they've walked by each other. Colin has definitely just reached over and fondled Gary's balls.
I'm going somewhere.
Sorry.
Every time I see them talking to one another, it's such hot sexual tension.
You got to get banged before we leave on this tour.
I know.
You got to get banged.
I'm trying to do it tonight, but I may not be able to fit it in.
No!
Hey, yo!
No, you better fit it in. Hey, yo! Okay, we got to get through this show then. But
do we have an announcement, or are we just going to raw dog them?
The announcements, John. Yeah, go ahead.
90 Day Fiance.
It's about 90 Day Fiance. What we're doing for the live shows.
Live shows.
Yes, we're doing for the live shows, y'all. We skipped last week. Some of you asked. It's as we talked about.
Some of you have been shady about us skipping last week. Sorry, we had COVID.
We were able to, sometimes we get y'all don't know this, but sometimes we get some episodes, we're not going to say what, sometimes we get things early, so we're able to watch them and record them before it airs. So some of the stuff last week we're able to get out, but also we were just exhausted, and when 90 Day came out, it was just too tiring to film it, record it, watch. It was too much. So
I'm actually not going to apologize for it.
Yeah, I'm not apologizing. We skipped last week. And then so this week, we have our DC show that's going to be on Thursday. We're going to be covering...
Part 1 is B90 Season 5, Episode 16.
16, and technically we're going to be talking about what happened this week. But the tell-all, and the episode, the kind of last hour of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, and then the hour tell-all.
That's and then the 1 hour tell-all.
In DC and Atlanta, that's what we're going to be talking about. Nashville's going to be a little different thing for us. Nashville's going to be different, y'all, because the show airs that day, but we don't have a new kind of 90 day.
That's Philly.
That's Philly. Oh yeah, Philly. So what are we doing for Philly?
I was like, what the? We're not going to talk about it now.
Oh, we're talking about it later.
We have went over this, and you still fucked it up.
I got it all mixed up in my head.
Let me just do this.
All right.
Can I just do this?
Yeah.
I don't know what you took it. Oh, you took it from me as I was discussing it.
No, you said it and then looked at me like a little young squirrel.
You know what? And I did because I thought because we had just talked about it.
I was doing fine till you fucked it up.
You can admit that you got it wrong. It's okay.
I'll drink my coffee.
Okay. Anyway, Atlanta is going to be part 2 of 516. So mostly the tell-all. The first part of the tell-all part 1. Nashville will be the full tell-all part 2, part 1 of tell-all part 2. I know this is complicated. Our Boston show, which is going to be the 15th, yes, will be part 2 of part 2 of the tell-all, 0517. And the Philly show, you guys, is very interesting.
We're going to do something different. That's what we're doing.
This is what we're doing something different. We're doing kind of a complete wrap up of what we talked about for kind of the season and just like where we are and of our before the 90 Day season. We're also going to be showing the trailer of the new 90 the OG 90 Day Fiancé season 9, talking about the couples who we think just like calling it out right away, who's going to be the big messes, what we're excited about seeing. We're also going to be talking about The Ultimatum, the new Love is Blind spinoff.
Yes.
And we'll probably throw in some more Lalu and some more BDSM than we normally throw in.
It's going to be It's going to be, shall we call it, a reality gaze potluck.
Yes.
We're just bringing all things
a poo-poo platter.
A poo-poo platter. So, anyway.
I love a poo-poo platter.
Yeah.
Remember in the sterno that it used to come with, and you'd use your little chicken satay, and...
Let's move on.
How dare you? I just brought up nostalgia. I didn't talk about a fucking high school story that went on forever. That's not how we do. Let's move on. I let you go for 30 seconds sometimes.
I don't remember the sterno things. You mean like, are you this catering stuff you're talking about?
Poo-poo platters. You don't know what poo-poo platter is, do you?
It's just a bunch of shit, right?
No, it's Chinese, in Chinese restaurants.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's something called a poo-poo platter.
I thought a poo-poo platter was just like a bunch of stuff.
No.
Oh, I didn't know that then.
In Chinese restaurants where I grew up, it's called the poo-poo platter, and you get like chicken satay, you'll get egg rolls, you get crab wontons.
Didn't know that.
And what was your Chinese restaurant you had in Ardmore?
We had, it was called Fonda. And
Fonda?
It's closed now. There's one in the Mountain View Mall. I haven't eaten there. I heard it's not good. But Fonda and...
But you didn't grow up going to Chinese food places.
But, well, my dad doesn't like it.
Okay.
he likes the egg rolls, or he did. He liked the egg rolls from Panda Express. And my mom doesn't really, it's not an acquired taste. So, but I finally went to the first time I had Chinese food was in high school.
We need to move on.
Was in high school. High school. My friend Nathan took me. But I did enjoy the lemon chicken at Fonda.
That sounds very authentic. Fonda.
Or Founda, maybe. It was just fried chicken, breaded
How do you
cutlets
spell it?
with... I don't remember. Now it's an Italian place.
But poo-poo platter is a thing.
Didn't know that. I didn't know it's a real
sterno,
thing.
you cook it on the thing. Never mind.
You cook it at the restaurant?
Yeah, it's like...
I would have loved that. How fun to take your kids to that.
Come at me if you actually went to a Chinese restaurant that wasn't named Fonda and had a poo-poo platter.
I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah. But now you know the expression, that does mean like an assortment of things.
That's what I thought it meant, just an assortment of things. Didn't know it comes from an
assortment of appetizers, yeah.
Yes. A poo-poo platter reality gaze. I love it. Wow. Took a long time for us to get here, y'all.
But no, I had to explain to you what it actually was.
Yeah,
that's what I'm just so amazed. Even though we're 18 months apart, there are cultural touchstones we do not share.
That's not an age thing. That's that I grew up in fucking Ardmore.
That's probably
That's
probably more clearer.
I can tell you anything you want about Tex-Mex, though.
And then there are things that you talk about. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think that's it for the announcements. Hopefully you are thoroughly confused about what you're covering. You know what?
I'll put something on Instagram.
You know what?
That'll be
just
clear.
show up. We'll give you a good time.
I'll put something on Instagram that'll be clear.
Yeah.
Probably on a notes app.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even going to look branded at all.
Okay, let's just do this.
Let's just do this.
So y'all, we're still in the throes of Tom letting the ship run aground. And
which really is, when you think about it, besides sinking the ship, it's kind of the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. And it's like Captain Glenn saying, the whole point of anchor watch is to make sure the anchor doesn't drag.
To watch the anchor. That's why it's called anchor watch.
Yeah. And we made a prediction last week that Tom would be walked into Davy Jones's locker this week, and guess what? He was. I'm not sorry to see him go one bit. So.
You know, that leads me to my first teabag. When he was talking to Gary, and when he said Colin, when he's talking to Colin. Tom was talking to Colin. In front of the captain.
Yeah, he was in earshot.
And he said, yeah, I apologize to Ashley, but you know what? I was inside of her. And I went,
was just pretty.
Bye.
The thing about it is, you guys,
gross.
It's not that we're like prudish about things, but just the casual way he said that felt like he could just, yeah, I know her and I can throw her away. And it made it, he's repellent. And the way he thinks about women and the way he thinks about his own privilege in his space and what he has to do to get by.
Gabriella said it when she said he is a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. I'm so glad he's gone. Anyone who talks like that, we say a lot of filthy things, but there was just the way he casually said it, like, yeah, I know everything about her because that's all she's worth to me.
We're also talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
Or talking about someone who's a reality star who's chosen to put themselves on TV.
Yeah.
But he was talking about, and granted, I know Ashley did, but he's talking about someone he's actually been intimate with. And is a coworker.
That's true, but it made it feel like that's what she summed up to him.
I wonder if Captain Glim.
That's why I was just so. Ugh.
I think that's one reason why this show is better.
Taking the dignity away from someone.
It really shows the type of. It really shows the type of leadership. I'm going to go out on a limb and say some people are going to come for me for this, and maybe not. I don't know. Fully. I need to watch more, but definitely better than Captain Sandy. It makes me wonder, is Captain Glenn the best type of captain on all of these? And I know a lot of people are going to be upset because of Captain Lee.
I think in the early days of Captain Lee, things were better.
But at least from what we've seen now with Captain Lee, I love Captain. I love Daddy Lee. Don't get me wrong, love him a lot. He's the old school way of people need to fear me a little bit, and I'm in charge. And
Captain Sandy is the kind of passive aggressive. You don't know what captain you're going to meet.
I keep aloof from you.
Yeah.
Captain Glenn is, I want to be friendly, but be professional, and I want to be transparent.
Yeah.
Really kind of like more the new way we think about leadership.
Yeah.
And I think it shows because it allows this crew to trust one another better, but it also allows them to do stupid things that they would be way too scared to do with Captain Lee, which makes good TV.
And I think generally he's trying to make sure, number one, he's trying to make sure everyone's safe and but also is having a good time. He can joke around with people. I don't think he takes life too seriously.
Yes.
Because y'all, he's a fucking Jimmy Buffett song.
Yeah.
That's, boat people. Yacht people.
And as he said, when he tells Tom to go do stuff, he says, if I literally just ran the ship aground, I would be working my ass off. And Tom is walking around like he forgot to put out the slide. Literally, that's how he's treating
And
this.
he's just kind of sitting there and he's like, get a chamois, do something.
Yes.
And it is, you know what it is? There is a level of, he doesn't see his own, Tom does not understand his own kind of blindness to how completely apathetic he is to being to everyone. How he's so dickish and arrogant, he doesn't get it. Yeah, he's blind to it, unfortunately.
Yeah. What's your next teabag?
Mine is that this primary, y'all, has a joke for everything. And y'all, this is if you've ever worked on a private golf course, this is every client you ever have.
Oh, I never had.
They are the joker. They're always used. It's always the sexual joke. It's always like, she had a hole in one. I love her hole in one.
Wait a minute, is that us?
This is us, but it's gross straight guys. So it's not.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Did I just get seen by myself?
I think you.
Well, the thing is,
somebody was just
call out myself.
Somebody was just listening. Just went, poodle, really?
Well, no, it's you know what it is too. It's the kind of richer white man with no boundaries.
It's not a lot of boundaries, yeah.
Yeah, and especially sexual boundaries.
Yeah.
And they're not really aware. They're kind of okay. They're not really okay with they're not okay with respecting people's bodies. Like when he touched Daisy hurt her ear. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I worked on a golf course where these men were members, and there were the cart girls and other women who worked there, and they would just touch them. Not like they wouldn't touch their boob or something like that, but like one would just go up to her and touch the small of their back. That was completely okay. Now, this was in the 90s, so early 2000s, but I'm sure it probably still happens because that kind of country club mentality is for those who have bought this type of prestige.
I hate how many people are going to relate to this.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. These guys gave me that vibe.
Yeah, they have that vibe.
And I don't want to say, and I'm sure they're not. I'm not trying to fully demonize them, but the lead guy especially was always a sex joke to be made. Always a that's what she said. That's what she said. Everything. Yeah. I guarantee you, there's that. And just it was that kind of mentality, and I think it's funny that we laugh at that guy because he's always the funny one cracking jokes, but I've just been such a part of where that guy does something that everyone's just grossed out by, and he's using his own privilege. And this gets me to the teabag finally.
Just waiting.
They want a talent show, and I always think that this is very like Henry VIII. Jesters, perform for me.
Yeah, I don't know why they do this.
And because think about it, none of these people have this skill set.
I knew you were going to have a problem with the talent show. I wrote down Poodle's going to have a problem with the talent show.
It feels, you know what it is? It just feels like you're using your money so that you can get someone to bark like a seal. And
how much has someone paid you and you barked like a seal?
True.
$100.
Yeah. But it's the feeling of, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm taking it too seriously.
No, can I add context? Because for me, I think it's and maybe we're not super rich driving around on wealth we're not in yacht life.
Yeah.
But for me, I would never think to ask them that because it's beyond the scope of their job too.
Yes.
So to me, that doesn't make sense. And so it feels I am minimizing their actual work.
Yes.
And then I'm not validating the work that they do.
Right. That's implied a little bit. Also, it also takes a shot at people like me who do talent things.
I was just going to say, and we are talent.
Yeah, and I was on a ship
so it
as an entertainer.
Minimizes what we do is what we do is easy.
So, again, y'all, no one wanted to hear me talk about why talent shows were stupid.
No one wanted to hear.
But I'm just saying, just think about it and why it feels very Henry VIII. Now perform monkeys for me.
But that's the point of these. It's anything you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't have wanted Gary to do a striptease for you?
Well, they made it seem fun, but there is every time they do it, there's just this thing in me that just gnaws at me a little bit. I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah. That's mine. Again, I'd be like, wait.
I'm going to say one short teabag, and then we're going to go to commercial. My teabag is, y'all, Kelsey gets to do the night shift. She finally has something to do on this ship.
I hope she's going to get something.
I hope she's going to get something, y'all. We'll be right back.
Yo, what says you don't really know anything about Spanish culture, like buying a matador costume off of Amazon to wear for Spanish night? Again, it's just a symbol of these people.
It is a symbol of these people. I mean, it's very, yeah.
We can laugh at it, but it just...
Hey, we've all been there. You know, we
have?
I mean, we've all like grown in our, but yeah, when he saw that, I cringed a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I was like, am I being too PC? Am I reading too much into this?
I don't know if it's PC. I think all of us now know that man is an adult. he obviously knows Spain is, in cartoons, we saw a matador. We were 10 years old.
Yes.
He had to read a Frommer's.
Maybe.
He knows that wearing a costume of a matador, which is now it's a barbaric practice. They kill the bull actor.
They still do it, don't they, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
And so, again, it feels like I'm getting on my high horse again, and I'm going to stop doing that. But it just felt... No, I'm not going to. It just felt ridiculous. I'm like, because everyone else there is dressed nice, and he's in a fucking... What did I say last night? Not Amazon, but Nozama. Amazon backwards.
Yeah, that's the cheap Amazon.
Nozama.
Nozama.
And it's just, you roll your eyes, but you're like, you forget what part of what rings about that, and like that was what he chose to wear to Spanish Night, because it feels like he's making fun of it.
A
whole culture.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Anyway.
That was all forgotten when Gary went to check if the ship had ran aground in his underwear.
Oh, God.
Y'all kind of still had sleep boner.
Why is he hot this season?
He's so fucking hot.
Y'all,
Kelsey wakes him up and he just gets up, goes to the ship in his fucking underwear.
I think it's just because he's so good at doing his job and not really asking. And he only gets fed up at the end, but for a good reason. When he's just been stressed.
Yeah, he was a little extra.
I agree.
But that's just because he and Daisy want to fuck each other.
I think it would be better if they just got it out of the way.
They are John Larroquette and Marky Post from Night Court. They could just fuck with Night Court playing.
No more Night Court references. No.
Anyway, what's your next one?
No, I already said mine.
Oh, so
the Matador costume.
Captain Glenn does fire Tom.
He's looking for another deckhand.
And I thought what was a good line, what Captain Glenn said. He said, "We're here to provide it, to keep our passengers safe, not give Tom a job." And y'all, I
swear to God, that's why they kept Lexi longer in Below Deck Med.
To give her a job?
No, for drama. They would have kept Tom, I think on any other franchise, they would have kept Tom around for 2 or 3 more episodes.
Probably. Not on this.
I don't
know. Do you think they would? Imagine if, I don't think even Captain Sandy would let Tom stay on the ship if he ran it around.
Right. You're right.
Remember, he didn't forget a slide, y'all. He ran. Captain Lee would have kicked him off the boat the next day.
Yep. You're right.
Or even that night.
No, you're right. I feel like sometimes people are allowed to stay because of the drama they provide.
Lexi called herself Satan and fought with people, which was weird. She did not run the boat aground.
No, you're right. That's a good distinction to make.
That's what I just kept screaming at my TV.
She might have left towels in rooms. She did not run the boat aground. Yeah.
So if anybody out there is like, Tom needs another chance, you're wrong.
Let's talk about how he started to explain himself. And the worst thing I thought that was possible is what he did. It's like, you don't have to say it. In other words, let me be in charge of my own exit.
He's the captain.
Yeah.
Shut up and listen to him. You are correct. It just shows how he is not someone who wants to accept any type of authority.
Because that way, you guys, if he doesn't hear Captain Glenn say it, he can rewrite it in his brain of how it really went down.
It's the difference. I think a lot of it has to deal with being young, but also if we think about Lexi, who was fired, who sat there and listened to Captain Sandy, because guess what? Probably, if we think about the difference of a white, good-looking guy and the confidence he has compared to Lexi, a black woman who has to sit there and take it and she needed to get fired.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like any other women on the ship, they all would sit there and let the captain finish saying what they said. And the fact,
I think most of the men would too.
probably on this,
Yeah.
I think Gary would. Yes,
Yeah.
I think Gary would, and I know Colin would.
Yeah.
And the fact that Tom, when he spoke over him, I went, "Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up, dude."
That was when I went, "You're never gonna learn."
I don't think he'll ever learn.
Maybe this is the thing. You in your 20s, you do. There'll be a couple things that are absolutely humiliating widowmakers for your confidence. And you kind of need that to know that your own confidence is based on what people told you were, and your whole idea of your worldview is is rooted in the wrong, is in a fallacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're all actually just in your early 20s, you don't realize how incompetent you are about how little you know about the world.
This is true.
And you almost have to have something then, otherwise you turn into an insufferable 30-year-old.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Mine, that kind of real humbling happened around 25, 26, where I realized, oh, I have to start over. This is not the way, because basically a professor said, you can't, it was in a seminar. And I was talking over people, and I was talking over them, and a professor said, talk to me after your paper. I just want to use that to explain it to me, and said, I just want to give you some advice. He's like, I don't know how you're going to take this, but you're very intelligent. You're great in that seminar. You're missing everything receptive to learn from other people. You're missing it. And he's like, you're the first to say that your ideas are right, and when you listen, he's like, I say this a lot. He's like, it's mostly the men and not listening to this. This professor was male, and he's like, so be aware of the times where you either speak over a female person or someone who you think is younger than you, because you will defer to people who are older than you. That I watched. He's like, but it's like, I'm telling it to you now because I know you can do this, and I want you to fix it. And I was mortified.
But it's interesting how we take on. It's interesting how we take. But see,
but he was right.
Tom
totally
doesn't
right.
have that.
Nope.
It's interesting though how we take on. I mean, that is, one could argue, healthy shame. Even though he wasn't shaming you, you shamed yourself.
But the way.
But Tom doesn't even have healthy shame.
Nope.
It's like he can't even take that on.
Right. There needs to be healthy shame. There needs to be that kind of white hot face feeling for you in your 20s.
And he doesn't
because
have that.
It really, and the fact that he can't find it or won't allow it to happen to him is a real failing. And maybe he'll learn it later. I don't know. But I'm happy to say bon voyage and never see him again.
Best thing he needs to do is an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And probably gay bottoming, because I don't think he has that nice of a dick.
No, it's okay. At best.
At best.
What's your next one?
Because I know he's your hottest person on the boat. I know we already talked about this a little bit. What did you think about Colin's song in the talent show?
Oh, okay. Can I just say,
I literally don't have a point. I just knew you would, and I knew to bring it up.
There's nothing hotter than improvising blues riffs on guests. That's not easy to do. Or maybe he'd written it beforehand, but he made them work. That's a talent.
So you're more attracted to him now.
Oh, definitely. No.
He is hot.
As soon as I saw him, like when I was watching a couple episodes, I'm like, who is that? And I didn't think Gary was hot. Now they've both grown on me. Now Colin is unbelievably hot, but in like a really silent but deadly kind of way. Uh-huh. Gary is just the puppy dog that, not that you want to fuck, because that's weird.
No, but I would watch that 69 a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I just love their relationship.
I do too.
But yeah, I liked the talent show. We can just now that we're on it, like that's kind of what I expected. Anytime you do a talent show, it's more of a joke talent show. That's fine. If you approach it as a joke talent show, I'm kind of okay with it. But the way that this crew said we don't have any talent, and I think it's the concept of having a talent show, meaning show what you've got. And my thing is, look how talented you all already are to do your job so well.
Yes.
And so I think that's
your
the problem
talent
I have.
is keeping us alive,
right,
on a boat.
Yeah, you have a great set of skills, but and Marco's just twirling the paella pan. It's all fine. That's kind of what I expected.
It's fine.
But it's kind of like
Ashley does a Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah,
of course she does.
And then the striptease at the end with the gross guy.
Which was kind of funny of Gary bringing him up to, because he's been the sexual one. And Gary kind of was like calling him out on it.
Yeah.
What did Gary have written on his stomach? I didn't see.
Thanks for a great charter.
It's basically saying, tip us.
Yes.
Good for him for putting that.
But I must say,
they're going to get a good tip.
I loved the talent show. And after all that, what?
After a 10-minute diatribe.
But I'm saying they acquitted themselves really well after all that.
The fickleness of Poodle Boudreaux.
Except for Captain Glenn's joke, which he's read off his phone.
That made me laugh. I love Captain Glenn's joke. It was a dad joke.
But I'm saying, could he not have memorized it?
No, he's busy being a captain. He's actually up there being a captain. He can't just watch Cagney and Lacey.
What's your next one?
All I have left is let's talk about the Daisy and Gary fight. And then that's all I got.
Oh, was I unclear about, and maybe I just missed something. Has the person who's been talking to Marcos maybe was always Daisy? And because he kind of freaked out about Gabby not saying fire.
I forgot about that.
And maybe because Gabby's like, yeah, I just kind of watched him sit around saying, yeah, they're down for dinner now. And so you have to say fire to Marcos. Because I guess it's only Daisy knowing that. Hopefully they work this out because I like both of them. And it seems like a small thing for both of them.
Did you see on next week?
Yeah, they were already
fighting. They seem to go out about it. Yep. So, yeah, I don't. Gabby, the thing is Marcos. They're both a little wrong, and they're both a little. It's not even wrong or right. It's just their communication style is Marcos, I imagine, is very easygoing until he's not.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Because he is a chef. And whereas Gabby is, I would never say is easygoing. And in fact, is very direct. And if you feel like she's messed up, she immediately gets on the defensive about it.
And she's going to, why she works so hard, she prepares all these reasons why she doesn't mess up.
Exactly.
And then when someone does accuse her of something, she's like, "No, I've already thought it over 1,000 times. Why would have?" And so when someone says something, "No, you had to say fire," she's like, "What the fuck?"
Instead of, I just would have said, "What? Yeah, you say fire. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the way I knew how to do it. But from now on, I'll do fire and I'll move on." That's not Gabby.
No, agree. So I'm hoping this gets, because it seems like such a small thing.
I actually think, hopefully it's just next week, but I could see this like being kind of, because they both can be stubborn.
Yeah.
That's why Marcos is so good in bed. Oof.
Oof. I only had one other thing.
Just I have Daisy and Gary.
Yeah, and the reason why this is happening, obviously, is they're down a deck crew member, and Kelsey is having to give them coffee.
But they get up at 6 a.m.
That is very early.
That's very early. Gabby, she said to Gabby the night before, so you'll be up at 7. Gabby was up at 7, right?
Yep.
I think it showed her get up at like 6:45.
It was weird for the guests being up so early.
They got up so early, and so I feel like what. But also that goes back to the idea of the talent show. This boat is supposed to be whenever, whatever.
Yeah.
It's luxury service, but does that mean people then have to move their work shifts? It just doesn't.
It does.
Maybe we're not in that realm.
Well, it does seem like someone should have been up to get coffee. And I feel like, yes, the deck people could have had to do that. But I think Gary's going off of being down a member. And
so maybe they needed to get up earlier.
Yeah. So maybe that could have been a hot conversation that could have been had. Like one deck person would be up earlier handling, because Kelsey was coming from nights. She was going to go to bed.
Yeah.
And so there may have been a deck person who could have helped do that in between. But because both of the interiors people were asleep.
Yeah.
Until 7, which seems there should be an early interiors person. Yeah.
I mean, it was going to be Gabby, but I guess Gabby was the early.
At 7.
At 7.
But I'm surprised that wasn't earlier than that. So maybe it was a mistake they made. I don't know enough about this schedule to make a criticism. But there was a big, because Gary got
Gary
upset.
unloads on Daisy.
Yeah.
I should never say that phrase with Gary. Sorry.
On Daisy, right in Daisy's face. Just unloads.
Unloads.
All over her.
Just looks like the middle of a Cadbury egg. Happy Easter, everybody.
I find Cadbury eggs.
No.
revolting.
We've got.
They're too sweet.
They're a treat.
It does seem like they're too sweet.
No, they're an Easter treat.
It seems like you're eating pure sugar.
You are.
But I'm saying there needs to be tempered sweetness.
Okay, we've got
I don't like them. Like them.
Y'all, they get into a fight because
someone's going to come for me for Cadbury eggs.
They are. Gary feels like...
Probably the Peeps people, too.
I do see Gary's point. Daisy is very much of... If the shoe was on the other foot and Daisy needed help, they would just do it and help her. But Daisy's kind of like, nothing's wrong with my end.
Well, she doesn't want to admit that maybe it's not... How she responds to him is, so what, it was coffee, instead of thanks for doing that.
Yeah, instead of saying thank you for doing a favor for us, that's our job. She doesn't. Yeah,
I think that the initial response, and we've already seen him, you guys, every time he tries to go take a nap, Daisy or someone says, can we get this up here for, he's already tired. So
he's tired.
I don't really fault anybody for the reactions they had. Everything felt super honest.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about this part of the franchise, y'all. Not a lot feels like fraudacity here.
No, not a lot at all.
But
it's good.
Anyway.
Y'all are coming at us. Maybe we'll put it as a bi-curious. We'll see. But I mean, sissies are
down under. Down under.
They are coming out at us about Down Under.
They are.
I haven't watched it yet.
We don't have a lot of time in our schedule right now.
Yeah.
But I think they're probably going to run it on Bravo.
Yeah, because it's on Peacock now, right? So I think eventually they're going to do So
maybe if they run it on Bravo, we will cover it.
Well, maybe. We'll have to see what's going on. Well, probably if they'll run it on Bravo, it will go in the below deck slot. Yeah, so we would. So that's what I think. Because people are loving it. They're saying it's really good. And he is hot.
The captain?
Oh, yeah.
That's the show.
That's the show, everybody. Come see us this weekend. There's still tickets available in D.C. There's tickets available in Nashville. There's not tickets available in Atlanta.
There may be a couple people who either had to return tickets because they had to cancel the last minute.
We do in the Facebook group in the Sissy Squad, actually Atlanta Sissies.
You can check in Atlanta, that there still may be some tickets available.
I'm finding in the Facebook group, you guys, if you're in the Facebook group,
there's the
join
events
us in the Sissy Squad.
There's under events.
In the events, each
live show
day. So go into the Atlanta one, because I think some people posted it on our Wuhan Bat and Miss Kova video. People might not see that. So go into the Atlanta show event. Put on the bottom that you're looking to sell tickets, yada, yada, yada. And,
or buy tickets.
And sell your tickets. And then that's where you can get tickets. So that's the best way to do
And we're
that.
not responsible if someone cheats you, by the way.
Not our thing.
Don't come at us.
Not our thing. I don't think you can contact the theater, but, and get a return. I don't know if it's too late or not.
It's probably too late.
You can check with the theater, or if you are in Atlanta and you want to go, check, and you want to see Molly and Cynthia too, check on the Linktree link on our Instagram, and that'll be all the show ticket dates and everything.
Yep.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend. If not, we'll see you next week. And until then, anchors again.